I don't think I'm stupid, but I do miss out on a lot of low-lying fruit on YouTube. A person fresh out of their first business studies lesson could easily point out numerous things that I could do to be more successful. And they'd be right. I could market myself far better. Don't get me wrong, I've considered doing those things. But it's hard. Let me explain. I'm pretty bad at marketing. It's been intentional because I hate the methods that you're supposed to use to promote yourself. Shouting like, share, comment, subscribe isn't something I do because I don't think you're stupid. You don't need to be told to subscribe to me if you like my content. You'll subscribe if you deem my content good enough to follow, but apparently not. I have tested this a few times now, in ways I'm happy with, and telling people to subscribe actually works. A lot. I know this, and yet I still don't do it. It feels fake, it's forced. But like I said, it works. One way I do it is to make a thing of subscriber milestones. If I reach 500,000, 600,000, 666,000, 669,000, it's all cause for celebration. It's a positive thing to talk about. It's an excuse to torture YouTube's encoding by showing clips of hundreds of thousands of squares at once. And it gets people to subscribe. That sounds good to me. Maybe I don't need to tell people to subscribe. Just showing them how many I've got already may be enough to remind them that subscribing is a thing. The next thing I want to cover is how I promote my videos. I don't like clickbait. I don't like arrows on thumbnails, shocked looking faces, cleavage on thumbnails, and hyperbolic titles. Once again, I know they work, but when it comes to promoting my videos, I often deliberately go against what's best for me. If I discover that 3D lets you see around corners in CSGO, do I proudly title my video, 3D gives you wall hacks? Well, sometimes, but all too often I'll disguise it with a title like, can 3D give you the edge in games? And then there's Betteridge's law of headlines, which states that any headline that ends in a question mark can be answered by the word no. I like to mess with that by sometimes making the video answer with a yes. Just so you know, my 3D and CSGO gives you wall hacks is my most viewed video that I've ever made. But before you hate me, my fourth most viewed video of all time is a Betteridge's headline that actually turns out to be a yes. I'm aware that I get very defensive on YouTube. When somebody unfairly criticizes me, I do often take it to heart. I think it's because I go to painful lengths to avoid being that kind of YouTuber. So when I'm accused of being a clickbait YouTuber, I wonder why I bother. I've been told that they didn't bother watching a video because of Betteridge's law of headlines. And the AoE 2 Total War video that I did got this lovely little comment, accusing me of using clickbait to attract people to my Let's Play channel. Ooh, that definitely ticked all of the boxes needed to frustrate me. I shouldn't let it get to me, but it does. In my defense, if I was a clickbait YouTuber and somebody accused me of being one, I'd be fine with it. I'd hold my hands up and be like, yeah, fair enough, I deserve that. You know that Dangers of Quicksand video I made on this channel? You know, the most viewed kliksphilip video of all time? That got a lot of hate for being clickbait. That's upset me, because it was never intended to be that. It got more popular than I had ever expected it to be. So I made a video called The Dangers of Quicksand Videos and posted it onto kliksphilip. For that one video, I turned to the dark side, and I loved it. It was a good video, don't get me wrong, but it was intended to be clickbait. It got hate for it, and I didn't even care. In fact, I enjoyed the abuse. People had been lured in, they got what they wanted, and they still weren't happy. My punishment for using clickbait is now 2kliksphilip's second most watched video of all time. Clickbait pays, people. And lastly, Twitter. I don't really use it that much. Anything I make on YouTube automatically gets posted there, but other than that it's just for the spiciest memes that I can find. Real high quality content. I have just shy of 40,000 followers. A nice number. But for a YouTuber of my size, that's pathetic. I only have to look around at any other YouTuber to know that my follower count is seriously underperforming a channel of my size, let alone 3. Again, I think it's because I don't tell people to follow my Twitter and videos, don't host giveaways where the prize will be given to a random follower, and don't post what I'm having for breakfast. That's the way I am. But maybe sticking to my morals is doing me even more harm than I first imagined. I did a bit of research a while back. I realised that I hadn't done many promotions for companies this year, and I sniffed around and found where they were going. My suspicions were confirmed. When companies look for a YouTuber, they judge them by their Twitter stats. They hold tweets in high regard, far higher than I do. It's all about influencer reach, call to actions, tofu engagement, and other cold-sounding marketing terms. To simplify things, if you fail to reach that all-important 100,000 follower mark, you miss out on a lot of opportunities. Doesn't matter if my videos will perform better. Doesn't even matter that my Twitter might perform better, because everybody following me actually does so for my content. At the end of the day, it's down to cold, hard numbers, and my Twitter ain't got them. So maybe I should consider expanding my Twitter following. It's funny, I like to stubbornly head off in my own direction, but time and time again I'm drawn back to doing what everybody else is doing. The truth is, they're doing it that way because it works. But maybe arriving at the status quo in my own roundabout way will help me to find ways of making my methods my own. Just like with my subscriber milestone videos. If I choose to promote my Twitter, I hope to find a style that complements my personality. Hopefully you won't have to see any pictures of beans and spaghetti on it anytime soon. I don't know where I'd be if I did more clickbait content, but I do know that I've got this far without it. Mostly. I still have people wanting to watch my content, and after all these years, my channels are still growing. And while my thumbnails aren't flashy, you guys have told me that you don't want them to change. I've made that lens flare and black and white Verdana font my own. If YouTube is a room full of screaming people, perhaps to stand out, you must remain quiet. But not as quiet as I've been. I need to work on promoting my social media. Sadly, that's all the time we've got right now. I hope you've liked this video. If so, then like, subscribe, and share with all your friends and family and partners and all those in between. So until next time, I'm Philip.